Hey guys, it's Melvin7 here, and today I'm bringing you some released information that you may not have actually been able to read because EA didn't really promote it very well, but they have released information and answers to questions about a lot of the problems with FUT prices, like price ranges, etc. So I'm going to be reading through a few of them, and then I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the matter and some facts from previous FIFAs that you might find interesting. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, and yeah, I've decided to put the article on my laptop so there's not as much glare on my glasses, which I know is kind of annoying. So yeah, my monitors are off, so hopefully there's not as much glare. But let's get into this. So the first question of importance, to be perfectly honest, is why did you decide to implement price ranges in the middle of FUT 15? And EA have replied with, the inflation of player prices due to the increased levels of fraudulent coins in the market has to be addressed as soon as possible. The benefits, including a balanced market and attainable player prices, are the positives of making the change for FUT 15. Basically, they've just avoided the question. They haven't really answered why they did it in the middle of FIFA 15, but ultimately it's a test. Basically, that's what it means. It's a test. They wanted to test it and bring it so it's a fair market for FUT 15, etc. But yeah, it's basically a test. They could have just said that. Anyway, why do you need to have a minimum price range? Now, this is important, all right? Removing the minimum range would open price ranges to the movement of fraudulent coin selling transfers. Coin sellers are looking to use certain players with market values much lower than their maximum range in order to transfer a set amount of coins. We understand that the minimum price range has been a frustration for many of you, but it's a necessary part of eliminating coin selling in FUT. We'll continue to adjust the price ranges for players in order to find the right balance for the transfer market. So again, that doesn't really make sense. I don't understand how coin sellers will be generating more coins by doing this. Yes, the ranges will be wider, but let's face it, if you've got, for instance, alright, if you've got, say, a Luis Suarez, his minimum on Xbox is 270k at the minute. It might have been reduced by then, but anyway, if you just make that 150, alright, it'll be a bid. Are you really going to win Suarez for 150 coins? And if you are, you're just going to be making profit, which is what you did in previous FIFAs. It doesn't really make sense. Yeah, the coin seller might get it occasionally, but in order to do that, they're going to have to bid. They can't bin it. They can't get it straight away. They can't implement bots to do it. So, I really don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense for me. So, yeah, in my opinion, removing the minimum price, why don't they trial it? All right, they've been trialing this entire price range system. So why not trial it, see what happens? And then if it doesn't work, which I don't really see how it wouldn't, then put it back again. What's the harm in that? For a week or so. Anyway, the next one, why is it so hard to sell players on the transfer market? Well, that's fairly obvious, so we're not going to go through that. How am I going to make coins through trading? Now, this is a good one, to be honest. 2 lines as their response. We will always keep price ranges wide enough to allow all fans to gain more coins by trading on the transfer market. That's great, but when everything's selling for the minimum price, how are you supposed to trade? If you're trying to sell a Luis Suarez for 271k and the minimum buy now is 270k, how are you making any profit? You're losing profit due to EA tax. Yeah, you can make it on consumables or players that are less than 5k, but you can't make huge amounts of profit like you could before, with informs, for example, because most informs are at their lowest buy now anyway, which is just ridiculous. What about events like St. Patrick's Day that we just had? Will you raise player ranges for specific players around those types of events? So what that means is, in anticipation of it, because usually in FIFA, Irish players just before it would be inflated. They'd be really expensive. Robbie Keane would be about 10k. All right, this is his normal card, not his green one. So their response: price ranges reflect real market data. We don't plan for changing price ranges in anticipation of events such as changing ranges for Irish players in anticipation of the St. Patrick's Day tournament, but we'll continue to adjust ranges based on general market anyway. So again, that doesn't really explain a lot. I mean, that's just more work for them. So basically, they're not going to be doing that. They're just going to wait until, for instance, say an Irish player was at their minimum price and then went to their maximum. Then they might increase it. So that's fair enough, I suppose. Why don't you sell coins yourselves in place of FIFA points? I'm not even going to go through their answer because it's ridiculously long. But ultimately, they're saying that it's... I'll read a couple of lines. Selling coins directly to fans contradicts the core principles of FIFA Ultimate Team. The game is designed to reward progress by making the game the right way... to reward players for playing the game the right way through matches, squad building, transfer market trading, and making decisions with pack items. So... Again, I understand that. I mean, they're never going to sell coins, let's be honest. It probably would create the same sort of problem. But then again, it's also that what they don't say, all right, and this is a motive, no matter what you think of EA, all right? I'm not backing them. I'm not going against them. But in any business, money is a huge factor. And to be honest, if you've got to spend, say... you buy 12,000 FIFA points, all right, and that costs 80 quid, all right, and you get 200k back, but then you could buy 1 million coins for, say, 80 quid if EA did that, all right. That means that EA will be getting more money, because in order for you to get 1 million, if that's like kind of the average, you're going to have to spend 5 times the amount of money. So basically it's a way of making money. They're not going to put coins for cheaper because they'll be getting less money from it, even though more people will be buying. So there's pluses and negatives, but in my eyes, to be honest, I'm glad they don't, because as stupid as it sounds, alright, I know I'm complaining about these price ranges, but I actually do want coin sellers to go, because I do enjoy trading, alright, or I did on FIFA 12, and that's how I got 850k, and Ronaldo was 350k back then, so I could afford him. And yeah, it just makes it better when players are cheaper, in my opinion. And it means you don't have to spend millions of coins on packs as a YouTuber. Anyway, there's a couple more questions, I think. This one is hilarious, to be honest. Did you introduce price ranges just to ensure EA makes money? Price ranges were implemented to benefit the entire community. EA has no plans to sell coins directly to players, and we believe the game benefits when the playing field is level for all and progress is achieved through playing matches, squad building, transfer market trading, and making decisions with pack items. They haven't answered the question, alright? They've just tried to avoid that with a load of BS. Obviously, that is a main motive. Yes, it'll be to try and sort out the problems affecting football. Ultimately, all they want to do is get players back onto FIFA, playing it, spending money. FIFA's a business. Anything's a business. They want to make money, and they just can't admit it. They just won't admit it, alright? And what have you done to stop exploiters from farming coins? They've introduced a maximum match total you can get every game, which is fair enough because this stops the match glitch, the match coin glitch, or at least it neutralizes it, so you can only get like 50,000 coins a day or whatever the hell the limit is. I'm not entirely sure. How do you determine price ranges per player? This is the last question, by the way. We're reviewing data such as average sale price and the percentage of items sold out of all such items listed to assist us in deciding whether or not to increase or decrease price ranges. New player releases such as Team of the Week are based on historical data, the player's desirability, and similar players. The ranges for new player releases are left a bit wider for prices to settle, and we will continue to adjust these as the average sale price of an item changes. Ultimately, it's down to EA. Like, they're accessing statistics, etc., blah, blah, blah. They're trying to see how many players will sell for their minimum buy now before they decrease it. They also said that, I missed that question, but it was about why can't I sell any of my players, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing to solve this? And it was basically them... again, it's a trial, alright? It's a trial for FIFA 16. FIFA 15's dead, apart from Team of the Season. They know this. They're trying to implement it for FIFA 16, which on one hand is good, on one hand is bad, right? And a point I want to make, if I can remember the second point, I'll try and put that on, but one point, alright? If you look in 2009, PES was at the head of the pack, and then, well, this was 2008, sorry, and then PES skipped a year. Basically, they made 2007, I think, and then they made 2008, they skipped 09, there was no PES 09, and then they made PES 10. While PES were doing that, in order for FIFA to take the market, the football market, from PES, they introduced FIFA Ultimate Team. That was the first FIFA to have that. They introduced pro clubs. They introduced so many interactive features. They upgraded their servers. They did all this because PES took the market. So imagine if PES took the market again. What would EA do? They'd bring some innovative innovative, I can't even say or whatever. Anyway, they'll bring new ideas to the table, new game modes, and yeah, it would make FIFA better. So ultimately, it would be a good thing if PES actually rivaled FIFA, because it would push them to develop some ideas like they did in 2009. So yeah, let me know your opinions on this. I brought you this because EA don't document it very well, and I'll leave the link in the description if you want to read the document. It explains all the questions, etc. So basically, FUT prices aren't changing. Nothing's really changing with this, so you're just gonna have to deal with it if you do want to play FIFA, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Let me know what you thought of this video, if you want to see more of these things where I discuss with you, because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. But anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed. Hit that like button if you have, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, peace.